Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Happy Christmas season, listeners, and welcome back to episode number 198 of the Real Film Nerds Podcast. My name is Matt Hinshaw, one of your DOS hosts, and with me, back on the East Coast after a quick jaunt to the Sonoran Desert. I think that's what our desert is over here. I think we have a bunch of different deserts here, but mostly Sonoran. Mysterious Mike Talent.
Hey, Matt. It was good seeing you when I was out in the Sonoran Desert, and I guess I'm the Uno. Am I the Uno of the hosts? You're the Dos.
Mike, I'm always the number two. I'm always the deuce.
I thought you were the Dos, and then we had two X's, and then we came up with this beer and we called it Dos Equis, and this is just our side gig.
I wish that was true. I have a Dos Equis in the fridge, but that's not what I'm drinking today.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a little too early for that, Matt, but I'll ask you later.
Well, Mike, thanks for asking. No, for the three listeners that have listened to an entire podcast, not Mysterious Mike Talent, because he doesn't listen to his own podcast. That's coming up down the road. We'll discuss what our beverages are for the day. So, all right, Mike, welcome everyone to Christmas month. You know, it is nothing but Christmas from here on out. We usually don't do a whole lot of Christmas movies, but this year we're going to try a little something different. And screw it. We'll do, we'll figure out something to call our December Christmas movie, debacle. But we're starting out with a fun one, and it was my pick. It took some thinking. I got consultation from Mysterious Mike Talent, though. But Mike, why don't you tell us about the 1984 Christmas classic, incredible film produced by Steven Spielberg, Gremlins?
Oh, man, Matt, I really shouldn't have to tell our listeners too much because everyone should have already seen this movie, but I will go ahead and do the rundown. I'll do my part. And, this movie was directed by Joe Dante, written by Chris Columbus. It's starring Zach Gilligan, Phoebe Katz, Hoyt Axton, and John Louis.
Dude, you just get nervous when you're doing this shit, huh? Because you had all of them down just fine, and then we go to actually do it, and you drop the ball.
Yeah.
Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates. Oh, Mike. It's okay. It happens. I know you're tired, too, from your travels.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop interrupting. Go ahead.
All right. And the description, I like this description. This is straight out of our unofficial sponsor, IMDb. A boy inadvertently breaks 3 important rules concerning his new pet and unleashes a horde of malevolent, mischievous monsters on a small town. I think that is maybe the best non-description of Gremlins ever. I love it.
Now, do you think Steven Spielberg wrote it?
No, I don't think he did.
I was going to say, because normally that first description is usually done by the studio, but that doesn't necessarily mean someone was involved with the film that wrote it, but sometimes.
Yeah, but it does describe what exactly happens, but it's so, I don't know, vague. I guess that's kind of good, right? It intrigues you, right? It's supposed to tease you into, what does that really mean? Well, if you want to find out more, why don't you watch our movie, Gremlins?
Exactly. I mean, it's a new pet.
It is a new pet.
Monsters. Mischievous. Horde. Boy. Rules. Wonderful terms.
Yes, I don't think you see mischievous that much in a lot of these descriptions, so that's really cool.
Well, all right, Mike. Should we get our giveaway out of the way?
Yes, let's get our giveaway out of the way.
So, Mike, as I was talking on Lisa Live and Local on Monday, I already made the announcement for the giveaway, and I've already, gotten several entries on it. We are Santa Claus of movies, but this week we have a fun, interesting film that we got to pick out of the giveaways that Paramount Pictures presented to us. I thought it was a good pick. It looks like a fun one. I've watched the trailer multiple times. This is called Buddy Games. Here's a little description. A group of friends reunite to play the Buddy Games, a wild assortment of absurd physical and mental challenges. In the process, they'll heal old wounds, right past wrongs, and figure out the true meaning of friendship, or die trying.
Nice. Matt, is this just kind of like a fun kind of comedy movie? What are your first impressions about this?
It reminds me a lot of like a buddy comedy, and it's definitely a little bit over the top, I guess is a good way to put it. At least the trailer comes off that way. I don't want to say gross, but like raunchy is a good word. Like
raunchy comedy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've seen a raunchy comedy in a little while, so I think that'd be fun. I do think we need a lot more comedy going on these days. So many serious things, and it seems like things are somewhat turning worse again. So a comedy is a good thing to just go watch and forget your troubles.
All right, Mike. So here's the little tidbit I need to read. So to keep our sponsors, I guess we could say sponsors because they are providing us with a giveaway. That's kind of sweet. Paramount Pictures.
Yeah, no. Thanks, Paramount Pictures. This is awesome.
So this holiday season, Game On. Josh Duhamel stars and directs the wild and hilarious no-holds-barred comedy Buddy Games, now premiering at home, featuring an all-star cast including Dax Shepard, Olivia Munn, Kevin Dillon, James Rodriguez, and Nick Swardson. 6 lifelong friends reunite for the Buddy Games, an insane competition of absurd physical and mental challenges for the chance to win a $150,000 pot. That as in like money pot, not like pot.
Well, I mean, I guess pot is worth money.
Yeah, that's true. So buy or rent Buddy Games today on digital and DVD. It is rated R and is from Paramount Pictures. Hashtag Buddy Games also on the social medias if you are looking for it.
All right, Matt. Thanks for that. Buddy Games, thank you, Paramount, for giving us the opportunity to give that out. It sounds like kind of a fun one. I know Dax Shepard is in one of my favorite movies of all time, Idiocracy.
Dude, that movie is amazing.
If you haven't seen it, you have to see that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, all right, here's the thing, and I did not consult with you because you were out of town, but you were in town, in state. But anyways, what I'm having people do, because I announced it on the radio station, is they have to email and tell us their favorite Christmas movie to be entered for a chance to win a copy of Buddy Games. It is a digital download.
Now, Matt, how Christmassy does it have to be? Will like Silent Night, Deadly Night be okay, or is Krampus?
Those are both Christmas movies. They are
okay.
Christmas themed. Yes.
All right. Gremlins.
Yeah. The Christmas movie we're doing today. Mike.
Yes.
Wonderful segue.
Yes. Yeah. I was trying to work it in there.
So, Mike, go ahead. Then talk about. I just want to say that like 3 times, like Sheldon knocking on the door. Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, you did. Bang, bang, bang.
Yep. Mike,
talk
go
about
ahead.
the bang, bang, bang. Talk about the
Gremlins.
So,
go ahead.
Gremlins. This one is such a classic for me. I've watched, growing up watching it over and over. and it was fun to revisit it and watch it again. I still really like it. It's maybe not aged as well as some of the other movies. Some of the special effects and things are wearing a little bit, but I still have a great time watching this movie. It's so much fun to just watch this somewhat ridiculous, kind of goofy movie about these little creatures, and I love it. I love watching this movie. It's a lot of fun.
All right, so Mike, it's definitely a Christmas movie, but where I get lost is it a kids movie? Is it a horror movie? Is it a comedy? Like, what is this movie?
It's not clear, Matt. It's definitely not clear. I think it tries to be each one of those in some ways sometimes. So I don't think it has a clear genre of what it is. But is it entertaining? I say yes.
Of course it's entertaining. It's so much fun. And I discussed it on the radio with Lisa again, but I swear I think Gizmo is the inspiration for Furbies.
Man, that's probably right. I think there might be some truth to that. It could be.
Because Furbies came out in like the early 90s, I think, like late 80s, early 90s. And Gremlins 2 came out in like 90, 91, 92, somewhere in there. And so I'm sure that they saw, Gizmo and they're like, oh, we got to capitalize on that. Because the eyes are like so similar and the noises that he makes are not quite the same, but they are. And for those of you who do not know, Howie Mandel admitted it a handful of years ago, not even that long ago, that he was the one that voiced Gizmo for Gremlins.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that Howie Mandel was a part of this. I mean, it's got to be fun doing the voices for this. I saw one of the guys who did a lot of the Transformer voices was also in this. It's like there was a lot of voice actors, of course, with the different creatures. So that is cool.
Well, and you got to hand it to him. I mean, I kept thinking it was like a Jim Henson thing, the Gremlins and the puppets, but it wasn't because Jim Henson was too busy making, I think it's Muppets in Manhattan or New York or something like that at the same time. And so whoever did the puppeteering for this film did a really good job because there are so many freaking gremlins, especially at the end. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, there were a ton of gremlins in this movie.
And then, of course, Mike, they go to our favorite spot of all, the bar, and they hang out at the bar.
Yeah, why not? Everybody can relate to the bar, Matt.
Yeah. And then you got the gremlins that are playing poker. You got the cruel drunk gremlins that are picking on the bartender. You got the pool playing gremlins. You got the ones that are swinging through the chandeliers. I mean, it reminded me of college just with a lot shorter people.
That's very true. It's very true. I don't think I ever was swinging through the chandeliers, but I do know that people jumped off and did some crazy things. I was trying to think of something. I remember sneaking around in the dorm room with kegs and like, you think it's fun. It looks fun on the movies. It's not fun. It's really heavy. The stairs suck. Bathtub full of ice is like not the easiest thing to pull off. Yeah, it was okay.
It takes some work. You're right. It takes some work.
Was the juice worth the squeeze? Yes.
Well, Mike, speaking of alcoholic beverages being snuck into dorm rooms, go ahead, Mike. I know you have a question you want to ask.
Yes, of course, Matt. How could I forget? Matt, what are you drinking today?
Well, Mike, thank you for asking. I am drinking from Mother Earth Brewing Company out of, I don't see it on here. I don't see where they're from. Hold on. Idaho?
Wait. I don't see it on here, or I don't see where they're from. What city is it?
That's the thing. I don't see what city they're from. It just says Mother Earth Brewing Company. I think it says brewed and canned by Mother Earth Brewing Company, Vista, California, and Nampa, Idaho. So it sounds like they have 2 breweries at least. Anyways, Idaho and California. It's called Cali Creamin' Vanilla Cream Ale.
Nice, like California dreaming, but California creaming.
Right, and it has a picture of a VW bus on it with a surfboard, and I'd say it's not very vanilla-y, but it is a good beer.
Well, that's nice. That's good stuff, man.
I mean, it's hints of vanilla. It's not like, overpowering. So, anyways.
Well,
okay.
actually, that's great, man. You don't. I think a lot of times you don't want the flavor to be too aggressive. Like just a tinge of it, so it's like that there is vanilla, but it doesn't have to be like super vanilla-y.
Yeah, I've had some stouts that are very like what I like to call like a dessert beer because they're so like sweet and overpowering with like chocolate or peanut butter or vanilla or coffee or whatever. They're like, it's the perfect beer to like finish a meal, but it's not like a beer to like drink because it's just so heavy and sweet.
Yeah, sometimes the flavoring can definitely be overwhelming because it's just too much. Like it's too much cherry or it's too much peach or various different flavors. So I think it's really a sign of a good brew if it's just it's there, but it's not like overwhelming. It's just nice.
It's delightful. I highly recommend it. I've never had one before. I've never even heard of the brewing company, obviously. This is another one of my gift beers that I'm slowly drinking through, and it is good. All right, Mike. So before you fall asleep on me, what IPA are you having this evening?
Of course, man. I'm having, just one more IPA, and I'm having just a Lagunitas IPA. So, just a plain old Lagunitas. It's a good beer. Good beer.
Is that what you tell the bartender? Just one more IPA?
Yes, just one more IPA, okay. And I'll go home.
Then I'll go home. All right, Mike. So I guess that means it is now my turn to ask my question, the most important question of the podcast. Way more important than what are you drinking?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Mike, how does 1984's Gremlins relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Matt, thank you for asking. So I thought this one was going to be a little bit tougher, but it wasn't too bad. I know I got rocked a few weeks ago on my own pick, and that was kind of embarrassing. So anyway, this movie, Tom Van Badensky was a welder in this movie and was also a welder in Captain America: Winter Soldier.
So if my nephew Marcus is listening, you too can break into the movie industry being a welder.
Absolutely, yeah. You probably don't get paid as much though.
No, I don't know. He's doing pretty good now, man. He's kicking my butt financially, that's for sure. And, he has more cars than he knows what to do with, including a tow truck, to haul those cars because most of them don't move. But that's time for another story.
Wow, a tow truck to get other cars. Okay.
Well,
that makes sense. But just, whoa.
When he moved, it was very beneficial because a lot of his vehicles are not drivable. And so he just towed him to his new house.
Well, that makes logical sense. It's just, tow truck. Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if I would have a tow truck as a daily driver because it has a 454 in it. And I'm sure it doesn't get the best gas mileage with that motor.
No, not at all. But, I did know some people that bought a limousine, and drove it around. And they said it's terrible to drive. It's super hard to turn. And it's just, I'm like, well, why do you have it? And they're like, well, we couldn't pass it up. Someone was selling a limo. I'm like, right. Okay, cool.
Did they have a side hustle or was it just for fun?
Just for fun.
See, they should have done a side hustle.
Yeah, no. If it was a side hustle, I think it would make more sense. But no, it's just for fun. Like, it's weird. I'm like, well, anyway, we'll leave that one alone. But it was an interesting experience. You got a ride in it.
Nice. I haven't ridden in a limo before, so you got me up on that.
You haven't ridden a limo ever?
No.
Dude, not even at prom?
No.
Oh, weird.
You didn't rent a limo for prom?
No, but it's something they do in the movies, so I figured I'd ask you.
No, I'm trying to remember. She doesn't listen to the podcast either, but our friend Megan, for senior year, I took our mutual friend Megan to prom. I think I drove I think I had my truck by then. I probably picked her up in the truck.
Did you drive the truck?
I think so. Because then that was right around when I bought it. Because I bought it like that second half of senior year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't. I think I just drove the normal car. I didn't get anything special, but it's just something that the movies make everyone seem like they all have limos for the prom, and everyone dances, and the prom is the best thing ever. So, I was just trying to play into that.
Mine was quite miserable. My senior year prom was quite miserable. I remember I got just hammered afterwards, which I thought was smart, but
SMRT.
yeah, I was very, very, very upset. Very upset. But, understandable. So, all right, Mike, well, let's not go down that dark hole. So, Gremlins, 1984.
Yes. Matt, when you think of Gremlins 1984, what do you think?
Don't feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet. And whatever the third rule is.
Yeah, it's don't get them wet, don't feed them after midnight, and there's one other thing. What was the other one?
Oh, great. Mike,
now we failed.
You're the one that's supposed to remember these things. Bright light.
Oh, yep. That's it.
Yep. Don't expose them to bright light. Don't feed them after midnight, and don't get them wet. That's what I think of when I think of Gremlins. That, and also literally the worst Christmas present you could ever get.
Yeah.
Like, Gizmo's awesome as hell. But, I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. Dude, the rules aren't even that difficult. And he screwed them all up, like, right off the bat. Like, the dude barely made it a week.
That's true. Yes, he screwed up all the rules. I don't know, man. So, Matt, when you think of this movie, do you think of 3 rules and how they don't, how not following the rules can ruin your life?
Yes. And I just know watching this movie that I know I would have a hard time not feeding the Mogwai after midnight, so I should never have a child. Because if I can't not feed the Mogwai after midnight, then why should I have a child? I mean, Mike, you had a child fairly recently, How's that going? Do you feed him after midnight?
Maggie did the child having part, but I helped with the child.
You were there.
Yes.
You were there. You participated. You helped create the child. You know what I meant.
Yes, I do. Yes, I feed him after midnight all the time. It's terrible. I mean, it's great. It's wonderful. Everyone should be a parent.
As you fall asleep recording the podcast.
Yes, I am. I was tired before I had a kid. Good Lord, now I'm very, very tired.
I don't know how, Mike, you were all... I won't go down that dark, dark road. I won't go down that road. But, I mean, dude, I sleep like on average 5 to 6 hours a night. And you don't get like 8 hours and you're like falling apart.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry that I need my beauty rest.
Clearly.
I just need to rest that brain. It's like, just needs a little bit of rest.
Well, I mean, your looks are definitely going downhill.
Yes, for sure. Like, I went gray overnight.
Dude, no, I'm more gray than you are. I don't even have kids. Because they always say that when you have gray hair, it's your kids that do it. And I'm like, well, what the hell's my excuse?
Matt, you probably just don't know about the ones that you have.
You know, Mike, I figured you were going to say something like that. It's possible. I don't know. I mean, if any of my former relationships are listening, feel free to call in. Let me know if I fathered you a child.
Yeah, Matt, they're looking for child support, so you better get busy.
Nerds at realfilmnerds.com. Or no, Mike at realfilmnerds.com. There we go. Mike has the money.
Yes, it's true.
All right, Mike. So speaking about children and gremlins, should people watch this movie?
Oh, I think so. As far as what age groups should watch this, I don't know. I think a kid could watch this. Yeah, probably a little bit older. I mean, it is kind of a creepy. I mean, these gremlins are kind of creepy, and I could see them disturbing some kids. So I wouldn't say super young, but I'm thinking like 6, 7. Older than that would be fine.
Well, I do enjoy this film. Again, I don't know. I mean, I think you could probably get away with it with kids watching it to a level. The gremlins are a little freaky looking. I don't remember when I watched it, but I was a kid the first time I watched it. I was obsessed with Gizmo racing around in the Barbie car. I thought that thing was freaking awesome. I mean, come on, being a kid, who doesn't want to drive? Like, I wanted to drive like so bad, and I just thought that was awesome watching him race around a toy store.
Yeah, I mean, I also grew up wanting to drive, but I think that the generation below us isn't as keen on it. But yeah, fun stuff.
Mike, favorite part of the film?
I think it's the mayhem, like when they're like all just terrorizing, like, and they're just on the fans, and they're just, I don't know. I think I like the mayhem part. I don't know. I also enjoy the pool scene because it's just like, really? Like, so, I don't know.
I personally, being a movie podcast, love when they're all crammed in the movie theater watching, was it Annie that they were watching?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. They were trying to, it was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it wasn't Annie. I knew it was a classic film of some kind, and they're all crammed in the theater, and that's their solution to hiding from the sun is they just go to the movie theater. I'm like, oh, that's a good move. There's no windows there, but there's still a bright light projecting.
It's true. That's true. That is one of the 3 rules, so I guess that's why more mayhem ensued.
Well, and then how the hell does Phoebe Cates know that there's a trapdoor to the boiler room behind the theater screen? She didn't work in the movie theater, did she?
Not that I know of.
Right. She worked at the bar. So how the hell would she know about the... Anyways, that's
true.
That's one of a small problem I have with Phoebe Cates' character. The more horrible part I have with her is the story she tells about her father. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And how that's why she hates Christmas. She told it with such a lack of emotion. Don't you think finding out that your father died and has been rotting in your chimney for 5 days would make you a little bit more emotional? But I guess not.
Yeah, she wasn't. She definitely didn't seem to be feeling it. I don't know. You're right, man. You're right. That's kind of a disconnect to the whole story.
And that was like one of the most awful freaking stories ever. Like ever. It was horrible.
Yes, that is. Man.
And it took 4 to 5 days for you and your mom to go, well, Dad hasn't come home. I wonder where he's been. Really?
Sometimes Dad just goes away, Matt. Come on.
Yeah, it's a different generation, Mike, I guess.
Yes, it is much different.
All right, Mike. Well, next week is your pick for films. Mike, have you decided? Have you written down on your little postcard what movie we're going to talk about next week? Or try to talk to, because I don't think we talked about Gremlins very much in this one, but
Well, I think it's a well-established classic, and we were just excited to watch it again and just share some of our opinions. So I think we talked about it plenty. You don't think we talked about it enough?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes we get off on tangents, sometimes we don't. But, it was a good movie. I enjoyed Gremlins. It's fun. Steven Spielberg produced it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, Matt, it's also got, I guess I shouldn't bring this up, Matt, because this is always a touchy point. But one of the other producers on this is Kathleen Kennedy.
I know. I knew it before you finished her freaking name that Kathleen Kennedy was on it. Yeah. So basically, she just sat in the background and collected a paycheck, much like what she does with The Mandalorian now. I prefer it when she does that, when she stops meddling with my childhood, with my Star Wars. Sit in the back, shut your mouth, collect your paycheck. Damn it, Kathleen Kennedy. Damn it. You know who else is in this movie, though, too, Mike? This was like one of his very first movies?
Kevin Winslow?
No, I was thinking more like he's one of the Frog Brothers.
No. Okay.
Corey Feldman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is in this.
Yeah, this is like our our second or third Corey Feldman film of the year.
It is.
He's in like everything.
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it just highlights how established he was in different movies, especially in the 80s.
Well, I mean, this one, he was real young in this one. Like, real young.
All right, Matt.
You still didn't answer my question.
No. I answered, who did you think? And I said the Kevin Winslow.
Yeah, no. But the other question.
What was your other question?
What are we doing next week?
Oh, no, that's what I was about to get to, man. Come on. All right. I am tired, but I was about to talk about what we were going to watch next week.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Matt.
Go ahead, Mike.
Staying with this Christmas type theme this year, I think we should watch this movie called Fat Man.
Is that the one with Mel Gibson, Michael?
Yes. Mel Gibson is Santa Claus in this unorthodox movie. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do another couple other ones. Matt, do we want to tease them now, or should we wait?
No, I think our listeners will have to wait.
All right, that sounds good to me.
So Mike, what's Fat Man about?
A rowdy, unorthodox Santa Claus is fighting to save a declining business. So
and Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus.
Yes. That seems odd to you, Matt? Do you think that's funny?
It's very funny. It's ridiculous. With Walton Goggins, I love Walton Goggins though. He's awesome. But yeah, he's being hunted by assassins, I believe. Something like that.
Yes, I think there is some assassins involved.
There's going to be a little assassination. All right, so that'll be a fun one. Next week, it currently is in theaters if you can find it, if your theaters are open, but everything seems to be shutting down again. But it is also streaming on demand or on video or whatever you call it, where you got to pay to rent it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go rent it and tell you if it's worth renting, I guess, is a good way to put it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. It looks ridiculous. And Mike, I need some more humor because I don't like that everything's shutting back down and money is going away and people are having to be locked inside. I mean, I'm locked home again, because we have a scare at my work about COVID. So now my office is shut down and everybody's working from home, and that sucks because now I don't get leads. So it sucks. I'm just going to say that. That's all the credit. That's all the freaking COVID discussion I'm going to say. It sucks. So, all right.
It does. COVID sucks. Hashtag COVID sucks.
Hashtag right. COVID sucks. RFN.
Let's move. Yes. Nice, fan. Let's. I guess with that, Matt, I think we've beaten Gremlins with a long 10-foot pole. And now it is time to just wrap it up. So
Okay, Mike, how many reels are hanging on that 10-foot pole of yours?
so I'm going to give this movie 4 out of 5 reels. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit.
Wow, Mike. Wow. You really did. Well, Mike, I enjoyed Gremlins as well, but I feel that it did not age real well. And some of that Phoebe Cates stuff really bothered me. Some of the acting is just awful. But it's still a classic. It's still a lot of fun. It's still well worth a watch. I give it 3.5 reels.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at Matt. We switched roles. I do like it when we don't have the exact rating. So very cool, man.
So for those of you who don't want to, stay tuned for my radio interview with Lisa Live and Local, which is coming up here real quick. She actually did watch Gremlins. She gave it 5 out of 5 reels. She loves Gremlins to death. She's also a child of the 80s, so she loves pretty much anything and everything 80s.
So had she seen it before, or is it just just an overall statement?
Oh no, she watched
it's
it.
5 out of 5.
She watched it in the theaters as a kid.
Oh, of course. Then she loves it. Yeah, I mean, when you see some of these movies, man, they're like transformative when you're a kid, So
She will not disclose her age as a kid, so that's from 0 to 18, which is fine, or maybe even into your 20s, which is fine. I am not going to press her on that. So, but she loved it.
Awesome, very awesome. I love this movie too. So I didn't give it 5 out of 5, but 4 out of 5. I'm harsh, man.
You are. You're getting harsh in your old age, Mike. I think you birthing not you birthing a child, your wife bringing your bundle of joy into this world has made you a crotchety old man.
Yes, I am now a crotchety old man. Yeah, I can be that role. Before I couldn't, but now I can.
I'm glad you finally caught up to me. I was born this way.
Oh, is that like a Lady Gaga song?
I don't know. Who's Lady Gaga?
Yes, who is Lady Gaga?
God, I spent that whole podcast saying Lady Gaga.
You did, dude. You did. Over and over and over.
It's a good movie, though. That was a really, really good movie. I thought they did a great job on that film. Anyways.
It was A Star is Born.
Yep.
If anybody's wondering, and it was a really good movie. Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga. And you should check it out.
I don't remember what podcast it was, but it's in there. It's definitely not after 200.
Correct. 200 is coming up, and we are at 198. We are 198.
Well, all right, Mike, I think we should probably let everybody go and you go to bed. Stay tuned to listen to my interview with Lisa Live and Local. It's only about 5 or 6 minutes. You can hang out for another 5 or 6 minutes. Mike, do your thing.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to catch us on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And then email me, Mike at Real Film Nerds, for your shitty selfie Saturdays. And,
it's only on Saturdays now, Mike? It's not every day? All right, good. Your inbox is clearly getting full.
Yes. Other than that, go out there and catch as many movies as you can. And I guess when I say go out there, I mean go on the internet and stream or download as many movies as you can, because it looks like we're going to be trapped inside our homes for this winter. So
I guess thanks everybody for listening, since Mike's not going to finish it that way.
Yeah, sorry, I was just reflecting on the current situation. So,
dude,
thanks.
no, it's just going to make you more and more and more depressed. Don't do that. I understand. I want to get back in the movie theaters too. I really do, Mike. I really do. I hate being cooped up in the house. It's horrible, but thank God I made the decision to buy a 65-inch TV.
All right. Well, so are you saying that we should ask our listeners to all buy 65-inch TVs from Samsung?
Yes.
For their health and well-being, and write it off. Like, I think this should be a tax write-off.
I think so too. 4K HDR surround sound. If I had a bigger house, one of my bedrooms would definitely be a theater.
Yeah. It should be a tax write-off for mental wellness.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, Mike.
We've got to petition Congress. Let's get Congress to do something instead of just not. And let's get them to pass a law that allows 65-inch TVs as tax write-offs.
Even better, we just call the next stimulus check. Not a check. Everybody gets a 65-inch TV.
I like it. Now, the problem will be, which vendor do we go to? Is it going to be like Samsung? Is it going to be LG? Do you get to choose? Where's all... lots of logistics involved with this.
Let's go with all of them. And whichever one is closest to you, that's who you get.
Okay. All right. That could be interesting. Well, we'll just try this social experiment, man. I'm sure it'll work out fine. I mean, when government gives out free stuff, everything works out fine.
Yeah, ask Venezuela that. They're doing well. Damn it, Mike! You're turning the podcast political.
Oh, I didn't mean to. So now we're going to end it. Thanks everybody for listening.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now go out and catch a movie.
Good morning, Magic 99.1. Who's this?
Ask and you shall receive.
Really? It's Santa Claus?
No, it's the movie Santa Claus, though.
The Santa Claus of movies. Good morning, Matt Hinshaw from the Real Film Nerds podcast. How the heck are ya?
I'm living the dream. How are you doing this morning,
How
Lisa?
did I know you were? You know what? I'm doing pretty darn good. Happy to be back at work. Missed everybody.
I missed you too, but I mean, I'm not even sure you exist anymore because all I do is hear you. I don't see you.
We're going to have to change that in 2021. What do you think?
Definitely. I'm getting sick and tired of being locked up like a mogwai. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good lead in.
Okay, very good. Let's talk movies. What did you see?
So, as referenced just a few seconds ago, I saw the Christmas classic to kick off the month of December, 1984's Gremlins.
I love Gremlins.
Well, then what did you think if you love it?
Oh, I loved it. I'd give it 5 out of 5 reels.
Wow, you love Gremlins that much?
You know what?
That's amazing.
I have to admit, Matt, I saw it when it first came out. So how many years is that? You do the math. So, as much as I can remember about it, I loved it. How's that?
Okay. Well, and you were only like 5 or 6 back then
Exactly.
in 1984, right?
Yep, 5 or 6, exactly. The Gremlin was so cute, I wanted one until they turned mean and nasty.
Well, yeah, when they were the Mogwai, when it was, Gizmo, that was perfect. It was cutesy, it was funny.
Yes.
I swear, I think this movie spawned those little creatures in the 90s that were really popular, the Furbies.
Yes,
you remember those?
Furbies, absolutely. The 80s were my time, Matt, my prime time.
Well, I've not watched this one in a long time. I sat down and watched it. I decided, let's have a little fun. Let's kick off December with a good Christmas classic. And it's been a while. It's definitely aged, but I still enjoyed it. I still had a lot of fun watching this one.
Oh, good. That's exactly how I would describe it. It's just fun.
Right. It's fun. It's goofy. It's not a kid's movie, but it's rated PG. It's not a horror movie because it's too cutesy.
Right.
You just can't figure out what it is.
Exactly.
It's a movie.
Yep. It's a fun movie for sure. How many reels are you going to give it?
Again, it's a little dated, but I only give it 3.5.
3.5 out of 5 reels? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not as in love as you are.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Lisa.
All right. Well, like I said, it's been, 30-something years? Okay. So where did you watch it if people want to check it out?
It's currently on AMC, the network television channel. So if you have like a login for a cable provider, or if you have cable or satellite TV is the easiest way.
Okay.
Or you can always rent it on Prime Video or anywhere else like that. And because it is the holiday season, typically a lot of the holiday movies are bought up by the different networks, and so you don't get them on things like Netflix and,
Right.
Amazon Prime and things like that because they want to make money.
They want to make money. Yep, that's what it's all about.
I do have a giveaway.
You have a giveaway. Look,
Another
you,
one.
You are Santa Claus after all.
I am.
Tell us, what are you giving away?
So my friends over at Paramount Studios have given us another film that was supposed to come out in the theaters. That's the thing. They keep giving us these movies that were supposed to come out in the theaters that are going to like direct to demand, streaming.
Right.
And this one is, it's a little bit more on the raunchy side. It's called Buddy Games. It is a comedy. It is rated R. And it's about a group of friends reunite to play the Buddy Games, a wild assortment of absurd physical and mental challenges. In the process, they'll heal old wounds, right past wrongs, and figure out the true meaning of friendship. Or they'll die trying. Does this interest you at all? I don't know. They gave us a choice on what movies we got for our little drawing on what we're giving away, and this is what I picked because it seems goofy and raunchy and over the top and just more like what our listeners would want.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun to me. Okay, how do they get the movie?
All they have to do is email me at nerds@realfilmnerds.com and tell me your favorite Christmas movie.
Your favorite Christmas movie. What is yours?
Oh, that's there's so many good ones out there. But I'm a big fan of the more modern ones, like Elf. I really love Elf.
Elf
that's a fun one.
Is at the top of my list. I love it so much. All right, so Real Film Nerds at realfilmnerds.com, correct?
Nerds at realfilmnerds.com.
Okay, nerds at realfilmnerds.com.
There you go, Lisa. Got it that time.
That's the name of the podcast as well. Matt Hinshaw, love chatting with you, man. You take care, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
I love chatting with you too, Lisa. I will chat with you next Monday for sure on the one, the only, the Christmassy Magic 99.1.
Ooh, I like it.